লেখা ক্লিয়ার? Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, how are you? Many days have gone since we met last. Do you believe we miss you all so much? However, you know, due to coronavirus epidemic, we have got an unexpected vacation and we are away from our studies. But you know, life is always dynamic, never static. So we have to continue our studies. You know, by this time we have already somehow finished our syllabus for the year final exam. So I would like to give you some ideas about the P-test exam. We can read something from the syllabus of P-test exam. Today I would like to teach you something from the text, and it's from Unit 10, Lesson 2. Dear students, you have books with you. Open at page 126. It's Unit 10. And the unit is Peace and Conflict. Peace and conflict. And today's lesson is Lesson 2. What is conflict? What is conflict? Dear students, before going to the lesson, we will see the two words peace and conflict. You know, peace and conflict. Very interesting that peace and conflict are two different words, just the opposite. Peace means the satisfaction of mind, whereas conflict means clash, antagonism and hostility. Peace lies in contentment, and when peace is absent, conflict arises. Now, we will go to our text. What is conflict? That means our topic is today conflict. It's the causes behind conflict and the results of conflict. Open at page 126, Unit 10, Lesson 2. What is conflict? Video is going on. Before going to the text, we will see some difficult words from this very lesson. Look at the board, please. Describe. Describe means to give a detailed account in words. That means bondona kora. Disagreement. Disagreement disagreement means lack of consensus or approval. Disagreement means মতানৈক্য, that means মতের অনৈক্য. Characterize. Characterize, it means to describe the distinctive nature or features. Characterize means বিশেষভাবে চিহ্নিত করা. Next, antagonism. Opposition. Antagonism means active hostility or opposition. That means সক্রিয় বিরোধিতা. And then hostility. Hostility means hostile behavior or unfriendliness. The meaning of hostility is বৈরিতা. And then fuel. জ্বালানি, but here fuel means to give support or strength to something. Fuel means to give support or strength to something. The Bangla meaning of fuel is ইন্ধন দেওয়া. And then principle. Principle means an accepted or professed rule. Principle means an accepted or professed rules. That means নৈতিক বিধিবিধান. The Bangla meaning of principle is নৈতিক বিধিবিধান. And then partying. Part means to belong to something as a part. Part means অধিকার ভুক্ত হওয়া. অথবা অংশ হিসেবে যুক্ত হওয়া. নেক্সট, scenario. Scenario means an imagined or projected situation in which you are fighting or disagreeing. অমিল হওয়া, বিরোধী হওয়া, সংঘাত, সংঘর্ষ. Next, we we have got another word, transpire. Transpire. Then we have got the Bangla meaning and simplified English meaning of some difficult words from these very passages. Now we can read between the lines and we can go for words. What is conflict? Conflict can be described as a disagreement among groups or individuals characterized by antagonism and hostility. Whenever we are discussing conflict, we get two words, antagonism and hostility. Because through antagonism and hostility, conflict is created. This is usually fueled by the opposition of one party to another in a perspective different from that of the other party. This is usually fueled by the opposition. That means conflict is accelerated by opposition. Whenever two different groups want to reach a particular different ways and means to reach that very goal, and then the conflict arises. Then we have got that conflict arises from opposition. Conflict is accelerated and fueled by opposition. The elements involved in the conflict have varied sets of principles and values, thus allowing a conflict to rise. The elements involved in the conflict. Why does a conflict arise? Different sets of beliefs, different sets of principles, varied sets of values. These very factors work behind conflict. Conflict can be defined in many ways. We can give different definitions of conflict. But one of the simplest is that it pertains to the opposing ideas and actions of different entities, resulting in an antagonistic state. Conflict has different meanings, but it actually arises from opposite ideas and beliefs. Conflict is an inevitable part of life. Conflict is an integral part of life. It's a part and parcel of life because conflict comes automatically. It comes naturally. It must come. All of us possess our own opinions. Yes, we human beings, we have our own beliefs, own opinions, own philosophy, ideas and sets of beliefs. We have our different beliefs, different ideas. We have our own ways of looking at things. Yes, we look at things in our own way. We have our own attitudes. And we act according to what we think is proper. And we think that our action is correct. Whatever we think is correct, we think. But we never think that our thinking may be incorrect, may be false. We don't think it. We always justify our beliefs, our philosophy, our ideals. Hence, we often find ourselves in conflict in different scenarios. So, as we think ourselves correct, as we think that our philosophy is correct, our idealism is correct, we often fall into clash with others because they come forward with their own philosophy and then there is a clash of thoughts and ideas, and this very clash of thoughts and ideas is called conflict. That means conflict may involve other individuals, groups of people, or a struggle within our own selves. Conflict can be between two different individuals, two different groups, and it may so happen that sometimes conflict may be within our own self because human beings have two different entities, one good and another bad, and this very the clash, the philosophy or ideas or beliefs or feelings of these very two entities may turn into a conflict within our own self also. Conflict comes naturally. Conflict is an integral part of life and it comes naturally. The clashing of thoughts and ideas is a part of the human experience. Human life is a combination of good and bad things. Human life is a combination of many different ideas, beliefs, philosophy. And where many things will prevail, conflict will come automatically. And that's why we have seen that conflict comes naturally. It is true that it can be destructive. It is true that conflict can be destructive when, if left uncontrolled, if the conflict is not mitigated, is not solved, it may be destructive and dangerous. However, it shouldn't be seen as something that can only cause negative things to transpire. Here we have seen something interesting. Conflict is a bad thing. We have told it earlier. But here we have seen that sometimes conflict can be positive. So here you see that conflict shouldn't always be seen as negative. It is a way to come up with more meaningful realizations. Conflict gives birth to new realizations, and this very new realization will help us solve our problems. It is a way to come up with more meaningful realizations, and this very new realization can be helpful to the individuals involved. The people involved in conflict can be friends if the conflict is solved nicely. If the conflict can be handled nicely, there will be friendship, and then we'll say that conflict has not only negative sides but also some good things also. Conflict can be seen as an opportunity for learning and understanding our differences. Here we have got another good side of conflict. Conflict can be seen, that is, conflict is an opportunity. Of which opportunity? For learning and understanding our differences. Because all people are not the same. Through conflict, we can learn our differences, the gaps. And whenever we can learn the differences and gaps, we can have an opportunity to solve that very difference or gap. And in this way, conflict can be solved. We can all live harmoniously despite conflicts. As we have known earlier that conflict is an integral part of life, is an inevitable part of life. It comes naturally, and conflict is a part of human experience. So conflict will prevail. Until and unless we are alive, conflict will prevail. But despite conflict, we can live a happy and peaceful life if we can know how to manage, how to handle the conflict nicely and positively and fruitfully and forcefully. Dear students, we have been teaching you for many days. We know that sometimes English lectures and our oratorial quality may make you hopeless. You can find our lecture difficult. So we deliver our lectures in the classroom in English and Bangla also, as our motto, as our target is to do well in the exam. We should know the Bangla meaning of the passage at first. We have to take it in our memory. We will have different questions. We will think the questions and then make the answers ready, and then we would write on the script. As this topic, conflict, is a difficult term, I will try to make its Bangla meaning for your better sake. Be attentive, my sons and daughters, please. কনফ্লিক্ট অর্থ হলো সংঘাত বা সংঘর্ষ। সংঘাত বলতে বিভিন্ন দল বা ব্যক্তির মধ্যে সক্রিয় বিরোধিতা ও বৈরিতার দ্বারা সৃষ্ট মতভেদকে বোঝায়। সংঘাত হলো বিভিন্ন ব্যক্তি বা দলের ভিতরে বিরোধিতা ও বৈরিতার দ্বারা সৃষ্ট মতভেদ। তার মানে সংঘাত হলো মতভেদ, বৈরিতা, বিরোধিতা। এটা সাধারণত এক পক্ষের সাথে অন্য পক্ষের বিরোধিতার দ্বারা ইন্ধন যোগানো হয় এবং এমন একটি লক্ষ্যে পৌঁছানোর চেষ্টা করা হয় যা অন্য পক্ষ হতে ভিন্ন। বিরোধে অন্তর্ভুক্ত বিষয়সমূহের কিছু নির্দিষ্ট নীতি ও মূল্যবোধ রয়েছে যা একটি বিরোধের জন্ম দেয়। তার মানে বিরোধের ভিতরে বিরোধ কেন হয়? কিছু নীতি আর মূল্যবোধের বৈষম্যের কারণেই তো বিরোধ সৃষ্টি হয়। সংঘাতকে সংজ্ঞায়িত করার প্রকৃতপক্ষে অনেক পথ রয়েছে, কিন্তু সবচেয়ে সহজটি হলো এটা বিভিন্ন সত্তার বিপরীত ধারণা ও কাজের সাথে সংযুক্ত। সংঘাত হলো বিভিন্ন সত্তার বিপরীত ধারণা ও কাজের সাথে সম্পৃক্ত, আর এর ফলে একটি শত্রুভাবাপন্ন অবস্থার সৃষ্টি হয়। আমরা কি বুঝলাম? যে সংঘাতের দ্বারা একটা শত্রুভাবাপন্ন অবস্থার একটা যুদ্ধ ভাব তৈরি হয়। সংঘাত জীবনের একটি অনিবার্য অংশ, জীবনের একটি অবিচ্ছেদ্য। আমাদের প্রত্যেকেই আমার নিজস্ব মতামত, ধারণা আর নিজস্ব কিছু বিশ্বাস নিয়ে আমরা চলাফেরা করি। বিভিন্ন বিষয়ের প্রতি আমাদের নিজস্ব দৃষ্টিভঙ্গি আছে এবং আমরা যা ঠিক মনে করি সে অনুযায়ী কাজ করি। যেহেতু আমরা নিজেদেরকে প্রায় বিভিন্ন পরিস্থিতিতে সংঘাতের মধ্যে পাই, এটা অন্য কোনো ব্যক্তি গোষ্ঠীর সাথে হতে পারে অথবা নিজেদের সাথেও হতে পারে, সংঘাত নিজেদের ভিতরেও হতে পারে। ফলশ্রুতিতে বিরোধ কোনো না কোনো ভাবে আমাদের কাজ ও সিদ্ধান্তকে প্রভাবিত করে। বিরোধের ফলাফলটা কি? বিরোধ আমাদের কোনো সিদ্ধান্ত বা কাজকে প্রভাবিত করে, পরিবর্তিত করে। স্বাভাবিকভাবেই সংঘাতের সৃষ্টি হয়। চিন্তা ও ধারণার সংঘাত মানুষের অভিজ্ঞতার একটি অংশ। এটা ছিল, এটা আছে, এটা থাকবে। চিন্তা ও ধারণার সংঘাত। এটা সত্য যে যদি সংঘাতকে অনিয়ন্ত্রিত রাখা যায়, অর্থাৎ সংঘাতকে যদি নিয়ন্ত্রণ করা না যায়, দমন করা না যায়, সমাধানের চেষ্টা করা না যায়, তবে তা ধ্বংসাত্মক হতে পারে। এই সংঘাত একদিন অনিবার্য রূপে ধ্বংস ডেকে আনতে পারে। যা হোক, এটাকে এমন কিছু দেখা উচিত নয় যা শুধু নেতিবাচক ঘটনাই ঘটায়। অর্থাৎ সংঘাতে শুধুমাত্র নেতিবাচক দিক বয়ে আনে, সংঘাতে যে শুধুমাত্র নেগেটিভ দিক রয়েছে এটা না। এমন এটা অর্থপূর্ণ উপলব্ধিতে পৌঁছার উপায়। সংঘাতের মাধ্যমে একটা মিনিংফুল রিয়ালাইজেশন, অর্থাৎ একটা অর্থপূর্ণ উপলব্ধিতে পৌঁছানো সম্ভব, যা সংশ্লিষ্ট ব্যক্তিদের জন্য নিশ্চিত রূপে বিরোধ মীমাংসা সহায়ক হতে পারে। সংঘাত কখনো কখনো পজিটিভ হতে পারে। সংঘাতের মাধ্যমে যদি উপলব্ধি আসে, মানুষের দূরত্বগুলো দূর হয়ে যায়, তাহলে সংঘাতের মাধ্যমেই মীমাংসা সম্ভব, সমস্যার সমাধান সম্ভব। প্রিয় শিক্ষার্থী, আমরা এখন এই যে প্যাসেজ পড়লাম এর আলোকে কয়েকটি প্রশ্ন নিয়ে আমরা আলোচনা করব। প্রশ্নগুলো আমি লিখব, তোমরা পড়বা। এরপর আমরা প্রশ্নগুলো নিয়ে আলোচনা করব যে এই প্রশ্নগুলোর সম্ভাব্য উত্তর কি হবে। Dear students, you know, each question contains 2 marks. We will have 5 questions and it will contain 10 marks. Now, I would like to write the questions on my board. according to you, what can be the definition of conflict? According to you, তোমার মতে, what can be the definition of conflict? দ্বন্দ্ব বা সংঘাতের সংজ্ঞাটা তোমার মতে কি? You have to write it in your own words, but you can help from the passage. You have the passage in front of you in the question and its creative system. So you have the right, you have the opportunity to have some ideas, have the raw material from the passage, but the finished product will come from you. According to you, what can be the definition of conflict? তোমার মতে এই কনফ্লিক্ট, দ্বন্দ্ব বা সংঘাতের সংজ্ঞাটা কি হবে? And this very question will be solved by you. You will make the answer and you will inbox me. I will see the answers and I will also try to discuss some answers here. How can conflict cause positive things to our life? How can conflict cause positive things to our life? আমরা জেনেছি যে কনফ্লিক্ট অর্থাৎ দ্বন্দ্ব বা সংঘাত, এবং এটা একটা নেগেটিভ একটা বিষয় আমাদের কাছে মনে হয়েছে, কিন্তু কখনো কখনো কনফ্লিক্ট, দ্যাট মিন্স দ্বন্দ্ব বা সংঘাত, আমাদের জন্য ভালো কিছু বয়ে নিয়ে আসতে পারে। এটা কিভাবে সম্ভব? In this way we will have 5 questions. 2 questions are here and we have to write the answers of that very 5 questions, and if the questions are correct we will get 10 marks, and we can have the ideas from our text, because if we can read between the lines minutely, if we can know its meaning clearly, and if we have grammatical knowledge, we have raw materials here and we will deliver the finished products. Now, according to you, what can be the definition of conflict? Conflict means hostility. Conflict means antagonism, and sometimes conflict create destruction. How can conflict cause positive things to our life? Sometimes conflict can cause positive things to our life by solving our problems, by mitigating, by lessening the gap and differences between our beliefs, between our ideas. So, conflict can be positive sometimes. We have also known the definition of conflict. Dear students, if Allah permits, in the next class we will discuss the rules of writing summary of that very particular passage, because summary contains 10 marks. Questions, 5 questions contain 10 marks and summary itself contains 10 marks. We will know how to write the summary fruitfully and nicely. But we always have to bear in mind that the English will be our own. We will try to write just like subject, verb, object or complement in this style. The English will be simple. Go several times to the passage, take ideas. Sometimes we will copy some lines, but we will change it, and through changing we will deliver something new. Dear students, we hope that you are safe and sound, you are staying at home. We pray to Allah for our safety. We believe that by the grace of Allah, within a very short time, we will get rid of this very crude situation prevailing throughout the world. Dear students, we will pray for each other to the Almighty for our welfare, for the welfare of the humanity. See you again. Till then, Allah Hafiz.